Hello everyone, I am Sattels and today we will learn how to make pasta in Blender. Let's go! First, select the cube and delete it with X. Add mesh, UV sphere. Change view to right orthographic view with numpad 3. Switch to edit mode with tab. Turn on X-ray mode with Alt plus Z. Select the half of the sphere as shown and delete the vertices with X. Choose the bottom vertices as shown and delete them with X as well. Choose all those vertices and click F to fill with face. Turn off X-ray mode with Alt plus Z. Bevel it with Ctrl plus B. Select all with A. Click Alt plus E and select extrude faces along normals. Switch to selecting edges with 2. Select edges as shown and bevel them with Ctrl plus B. Switch to the object mode with tab. Click the right mouse button and choose Shade Auto Smooth. Change view to right orthographic view with 3 on the numpad. Move the bubble up with G plus Z. Go to Overlays and turn on Face Orientation. It should be blue, so if it is red, switch to Edit mode with tab. Select all with A. Go to Mesh, Normals, Recalculate Outside. Now it is blue as it should be. Switch to the Object mode with tab. Turn off Face Orientation. Change view to right orthographic with 3. Add Mesh, Cylinder. Move it up with G plus Z. Switch to Edit mode with tab. Scale it with S. Scale it with S plus Z. Turn on X-ray mode with Alt plus Z. Select all edges as shown. Go to Select, Checker Deselect. Turn off X-ray mode with Alt plus Z. Click S plus X plus 0.9 and S plus Y plus 0.9. Turn on X-ray mode with Alt plus Z. Select all edges as shown. Turn off X-ray mode with Alt plus Z. Bevel them with Ctrl plus B. Switch to selecting faces with 3. Choose the top and bottom faces and delete them with X. Change view to front orthographic with 1 on the numpad. Turn on the X-ray mode. Switch to selecting vertices with 1. Select the top and bottom vertices, click Shift plus Ctrl plus Alt plus S or right mouse button and choose Shear. Move it with Y along the Y axis. Turn off the X-ray mode. Select all with A. Click Alt plus E and select Extrude Faces along normals. Select all with A. Scale it with S plus Y. Switch to selecting faces with 3. Select the face as shown and move it up with G plus Z. Switch to Object mode with tab. Click the right mouse button and choose Shade Auto Smooth. Check face orientation just in case. If it is blue, it's all good. Select a piece of pasta and change the view to the front orthographic with 1 on the numpad. Switch to Edit mode with tab. Select all with A and scale with S. Scale it with S plus Z. Switch to the Object mode with tab. Click Ctrl plus A and apply scale. Go to Object, Set Origin, Origin to Center of Mass, Volume. Select the bowl and rename it to the bowl or anything else. Choose Pasta and rename it to Pasta. Click M, New Collection and name it Pasta. Select the bowl, go to Physics. Click on Rigid Body. Change type from active to passive. Select Pasta. Click on Rigid Body. Click Spacebar to start the simulation. Click Spacebar to stop the simulation. Select Bowl. Change shape to Mesh. Check your simulation again. Select Pasta. Switch to Edit mode with tab. Select all with A. Scale it with S. Switch to the Object mode with tab. Change view to front orthographic with 1 on the numpad. Move it down with G plus Z. Duplicate it with Alt plus Z and move it with Z. Click Shift plus R to repeat that last step at least 20 more times to have enough pasta in your bowl. Check your simulation again. Select pasta pieces and duplicate them with Alt plus D and move them with X along the X-axis. Check your simulation again. If there are any pasta pieces outside the bowl, just delete them with X. Select all pasta pieces, click one more time on the first pasta piece Click Ctrl+I and apply Visual Transform. When you apply Visual Transform, you are applying rotation and location at that current frame and it becomes default. If you don't do that, your pasta will just reset whenever you go back to the first frame on the timeline. Select Pasta, Collection and choose Select Objects. Go to Object, Rigid Body, Remove. Select the bowl and disable Rigid Body. Until now we have been in the solid mode. Now we will switch to the render mode so we can add lights and materials and see how our pasta looks with proper lighting. Now go to Render Properties and switch from Render Engine, Eevee to Cycles. Also, if you have a good graphics card, you can switch from CPU to GPU. Turn on the viewport denoise to get rid of the noise and make things easier for the eyes. Add Mesh, Plane. Scale it with S. Click on the camera icon. You can change the resolution to 1024 by 1024 if you want. Go to View and turn on Camera to View. Now you can adjust the view far or near by scrolling up or down the mouse wheel and rotating the view while pressing the mouse wheel and moving the mouse left or right. If you want to move the whole camera, hold Shift and press the mouse wheel while moving mouse up or down. Adjust the plane and the camera with G if necessary. Turn off Camera to View. Change the view to the top of the graphic with 7. Choose the point light and move it with G. Duplicate it with Alt+D and move it with Y. Duplicate it with Alt+D and move it with G. Select all 3 lights and move them down with G+Z. Change the power of these lights to around 500 watts. Add light area. Move it up with G+Z. Scale it with S and move it around with G until you are satisfied. Select the plane. Click on the material, click New, rename it to Plane. Switch roughness to 0. Change the base color to grey or whatever you prefer. Choose the point light, go to Objects and turn off Glossy in Ray Visibility. Select the bowl. Click on the material, click New, rename it to Bowl. Switch roughness to 0. Go to Modifiers, add modifier, generate subdivision subsurface. If your area light is in Pasta collection, just move it to the original collection. Select all objects in Pasta collection and join all with Ctrl+J. If this happens, select the plane and also put it in the original collection. Now select all objects in Pasta collection again and join all with Ctrl+J. Select the pasta. Click on the material, click New, rename it to the pasta. Decrease roughness to around 0.2. Change the base color to something pasta-like. Click on Transmission and add weight to around 0.1. Click on Subsurface and add weight to around 0.4. Add a new collection and rename it to Seasonings. Position the cursor somewhere near the bowl with Shift plus right mouse button. Add Mesh, Plane. Switch to Edit mode with Tab. Click right mouse button and subdivide 2 times. Click right mouse button and choose Smooth Vertices. Click on the Smooth Vertices part on the left and put smoothing to 1. Choose this vertex and turn on proportional editing with O. Now move that vertex and other vertices with G as you want until you are satisfied with the look of your parsley. Switch to object mode with Tab. Move it up with G, plus Z. Switch to edit mode with Tab and move vertices more with G. Switch to object mode with Tab. Click the right mouse button and choose Shade Auto Smooth. Rename it to Parsley. Click on the material, click New, rename it to Plain. Change the color to something dark green to make it look more like parsley. Change roughness to something around 0.3. Select the pasta. Go to Particles. Click on plus to add a new particle system. Change from emitter to hair. Choose Render and switch to Render as Object. Pick Parsley with the picker for an instance object. Change hair length to something around 0.2. Turn on Advanced. Turn on Rotation. Change Face to 1 and randomize Face to 2. Click on Children, switch to Simple. Put Display Mount to 2 and Render Mount to 2. Change the length to somewhere around 0.7 and the radius somewhere around 0.01. Click on the camera icon and see how all looks. Increase the number of particles if you think it's necessary. Choose the Seasonings collection and go to Add Mesh Cube. Select the cube and move it up with G plus Z. Scale it with S. Ctrl plus A, apply scale. Switch to edit mode with Tab. Click right mouse button and subdivide 2 times. Click right mouse button and choose Randomize Vertices. Change amount to somewhere around 0.4. Click right mouse button and choose Smooth Vertices. Change smoothing to somewhere around 0.6. Switch to object mode with Tab. Click the right mouse button and choose Shade Auto Smooth. Rename the cube to Pepper. Click on the material, click New, rename it to Pepper. Change the base color to dark brown, something that looks like pepper. Scale it with S. Ctrl plus A, apply scale. Select the pasta. Go to Particles, click on plus to add a new particle system. Change from emitter to hair. Choose Render and switch to Render as Object. Pick Pepper with picker for an instance object. Change hair length to something around 0.2. Increase the number of particles if you think is necessary. Add Mesh, Plain. Switch to Edit mode. Scale it with S plus Y and S plus X. Turn off proportional editing with O. Add one loop cut with Ctrl plus R. Scale it with S plus Y. Add 2 more loops with Ctrl plus R. Select them both and scale them with S plus Y. Add 3 more loops and move them as shown. Turn on proportional editing with O. Switch to selecting edges and select this edge. Move it down with G plus Z. Scale it with S. Switch to object mode. Ctrl plus I, apply scale. Switch to edit mode and scale it more if necessary. Switch to object mode. Click on the material, click New. Change the base color to something that looks like Parmesan cheese. Rename the object and material to Parmesan. Select the pasta. Go to Particle. Click on plus to add a new particle system. Turn off the first two particle systems in real time for the sake of your own computer. Choose Render and switch to Render as Object. Change from emitter to hair. Pick Parmesan for an instance object. Change hair length to something around 0.6. Turn on Advanced. Turn on Rotation. Change phase to 1 and randomize phase to 2. Click on Vertex Groups. Change the view to the top orthographic with 7 on the numpad. Switch to Solid mode. Go to Weight Paint. Click plus on Vertex Groups 2 times. Rename the second vertex group to Parmesan. Increase the radius and now color where you want to have Parmesan. Red means more Parmesan, blue means less. Switch to Object mode. Switch to Render mode. Go to Particles, Vertex Groups and choose Parmesan for density. Adjust the number of particles if it's needed. Turn on all particle systems so you can see how everything looks. Go to Rotation and put Randomize to 1. Change the orientation axis to normal. If you think it's necessary, play around a bit with hair length. If you want, you can change the color management to high contrast. I personally think it looks better in this case. Change max simples of render to 512 and if you are satisfied, click Render Image. If you enjoyed learning Blender with me, consider subscribing. Bye! See you next time!